everyone. This is Anirudh, your host for today's podcast, the.engzine, and we are having a very distinguished guest today, which is the head of department, Dr.V.L.Jayapaul, English. He has been a pivotal figure since academics since 2001. He has contributed various things in academics as well as co-curricular activities. He has conducted various workshops, seminars and conferences, which is also including an academic side and also holistic development. And his continuous development to this department and to the extracurricular activities has made him a distinguished guest that we have today. Very glad to invite you over for this podcast, sir. Thank you for accepting our invite in very such short notice.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to appreciate the Enzyme team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share a few things which I have experienced and I have learned. Maybe this will be definitely useful for the students of today, to develop their communication skills.
Yes,
nice.
Sir. Of course. Okay, so the topic for today is opportunities for Gen Z in developing their communication skills in English. Okay, without further ado, we will delve right into the topic. And one thing, could you please briefly introduce yourself and share a brief overview of yourself in academic and professional side in relation to ELT?
Yeah, well, I started my career in 2001 as an English lecturer, and I started to handle only general English in the beginning. And from that time onwards, the journey has made me wonderful to learn and also to impart whatever I have already learned to the students. So I'm able to share a lot of things on teaching methods and also learning styles of students. I've been seeing, lot of students from various backgrounds and also in various stages. So I think these experiences and even my research in ELT has given me a lot of inputs to change according to the needs of the students in developing their communication skills, and also according to the stage, that is, the technology is growing now, very fast. The mobile phone that you have right now will be outdated within a few months. So definitely we'll have to update ourselves. According to me, the professors or the trainers of English must update their knowledge to teach English, particularly to Gen Z students.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your continuous contribution for Department of English till now. Okay, let's delve right into the topic. And your first question will be, what exactly is communicative English, and how do you think it differs from the normal academic or written English?
Well, communicative English is to communicate, right, in general. You're asking about academics and written English. Academics, purely students need to use their language to communicate their academic knowledge, okay, the academic skills, particularly their knowledge in English. Invariably from all the subjects, that is, any subject who studies, in the college, he needs to communicate what he has studied in the academics. So we have certain patterns, like we have tests, we have written tests, oral tests. So according to the need, they will have to communicate in those tests. So academic needs are different. They communicate in that. Written English also, maybe in formal situations we write and also informal situations we write. And we have creative writing. Each area has its own specific needs. So students with their creativity or with their knowledge which they have, they'll be just communicating through these two modes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your valuable feedback. And okay, so the next question for you will be, why is communication in English particularly important for Gen Z students, especially for us? And why do you think we should improve it for us in this globalized world?
For any generation, we need English, no doubt. But the concern is for Gen Z students. You have the equipments, like you have the gadgets, you have internet facilities, so you are with enough resources. But the point is, how do you use it? Okay, the usage is a bit worrying for me. Like, we use, that is particularly Gen Z students, use social media and other platforms, even movies. Nowadays, many things are coming out. You're using all these things for your entertainment, not for learning.
Yes, sir.
Right? So my suggestion or my approach would be like, in what way you can use these gadgets or the resources to develop your communication skill. In that line, the teachers or trainers must know how to make use of these gadgets and platforms and all these resources, providing opportunities for Gen Z students to develop their communicative skills. So that would be the focus. That should be the focus. Otherwise, the teacher will be miserably failing. And also, students also must understand, like, I have to communicate professionally, right? I have to communicate in a formal manner. Nowadays, students, of your generation, they don't have to communicate very formally. Sir, the need is communication. Why do you have this formal and informal? That is the question behind them, right? Not directly, but behind their minds it comes. Because the things that you see, observe, you listen, all those are informal. That is why there is a gap. When you come for academics, you are unable to communicate effectively.
Exactly, sir. I understand this point because I myself have been impacted by this.
Yeah.
Course. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you for this question and clarifying this question, right? And as a Gen Z student myself, I feel like this is the right answer you could give for this question. Yes. And as we talked about, many Gen Z students use social media where language is more informal, as we spoke. And how can students actually balance? How can students actually balance using this casual language with the need of using more academic and formal language on specific certain places like informal events?
In my experience, I would say, like, see, we have social media, we have all these platforms and resources. You people are able to see, watch, you spend time on that, right? Now, you have a place where you have to present yourselves academically, right? There, your concentration is distracted. Distraction is the main cause. Because the need is different. The need, that is the expectation from the academic side, is different. You are unable to understand and you are unable to focus on that. That is a problem. If you are able to understand, oh, this is a need, I have to communicate this in this proper way. If you are able to understand that, then you will tune your own self towards perfection in your communication in academics. You mix with, you are distracted actually. You don't mix actually, you are distracted by the social media and other platforms and you are unable to communicate. See, when you enjoy, for your entertainment, when you watch something on social media, you are very happy, you are satisfied, you learn. But at the same time, academics expects, a different thing. You are unable to get that gist. You are unable to focus on that. You are distracted. You are influenced by social media and your communication here is on the danger side. Right?
Agree with that, sir.
Yeah.
I personally, as a Gen Z student, I agree that we all have a literal short attention span, so that we could mindlessly scroll on reels on social media and stuff, and we completely ignore the point that we have to focus on academic stuff.
Exactly.
Sooner than we realize.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this question. And for the next question will be, could you explain how the digital age has changed the way Gen Z actually communicates with people? Like how that affects our language skills, particularly in English.
Yeah. Now, Gen Z students, those days we don't have any opportunities, like this that you have watching YouTube or series, web series, or cinemas, okay, that is films from various part of the countries, from the world. We didn't have those opportunities then. But now you have all these opportunities. Now the confusion or the situation is like, you watch an European movie first. You hear about an American movie next, and you watch that also. You watch Iranian movie next. Now, the slang, the style of English of each country differs. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. The accent completely.
Yeah, accent and also usage, their tradition, all those aspects are, pictured in different levels. Now you are getting everything. Which one are you going to follow when you talk? Which will influence you?
Yes.
It is a mixture of all these things. Then the expectation in communication, in academics, is different. You are going to mix everything and you are going to give us here. How will that be?
Because
The standard of communication. Now you don't understand this. That's what I said. You are distracted by all these aspects, all these resources. See, many say, sir, if I read a newspaper, will I be able to communicate effectively? Yes, sure. If I watch movies, can I develop my communication? Yes. If I watch YouTube videos, yes. You have a lot of resources in your hands. But academics' expectation is different. Now, because of all these available resources, you are unable to stick on to one style of communication. Those days we had only American English and British English. Now we have neutral English, Australian English, European English, and this is worldwide. When we talk about, our Tamil Nadu, in Tamil we speak, Kanyakumari Tamil, Tiruchi Tamil, Madurai Tamil, Tirunelveli Tamil, Kongu Tamil,
yes, sir.
and even Chennai Tamil. See, within this geographical area, limited area, we have so many slangs. Think about the whole world. We have about 194 countries. Each country has its own mother tongue, and also English as their second language. How many slangs are there? Now you get every input from every serial, every series, every film, and what are you going to follow? That's why we are unable to, get what we expect in academics.
And how do you think, what exact way do you think is the proper way to streamline our way in focusing on English, developing English?
It is quite challenging because students also must understand this. Oh, such a lot of varieties. We are looking into all these varieties of slangs and language. So we need to focus on one. Yes. Must be the understanding by the students first. Second part is on the academics. Staff members, our trainers, our teachers, our professors, whoever it is, they must understand these are all influencing our children. So we must design a syllabus where students will be able to listen to correct English or the expected English in academics and provide those resources to you and give activities related to that. And you have to present according to that expectation only. So you are not distracted.
Yes.
So on the academic side also, changes must come. On the mindset of the students also, changes must come. And you have to change the syllabus also. The way in which those days where the knowledge tested, it was very simple. Just a question paper, write for 3 hours, you will know you are pass or fail and you will get the degree. But today, we have so many CAA components. Speaking, listening, GD, seminar, and whatnot. We have many things, right? All these are focusing on the development of our students. But how far students are able to understand? They say, sir, why do you keep all these things, sir? Leave us free, sir. If you want something, you ask us, we will write, or we will limit our responses in this ways. This is the attitude of students. And even the traditional teachers also feel the same. Why do you want to, give hectic tasks for the students in various ways? Let them come and write those 3 hours exams and get through it and get their degrees. So both the sides, we'll have to change. Only then we'll be able to get what we need exactly.
Of course, this really is a very impactful insight that you have given us, especially that how students should also change and also the academics should change. I really like how you handled your way in this point of view. Yeah, thank you, sir. And over to the next question. What are some common barriers or challenges that Gen Z people, especially us, face when we are trying to develop English, communication skills, especially?
If I wanted to tell about the barriers, actually students have to say, sir, these are all my barriers. But in my guess, maybe barriers would be like nowadays, Gen Z students are mostly focusing on their mobiles, their gadgets. They don't want to talk with other people, right? They don't want to have very face-to-face communication. They are very happy with followers, thumbs ups, hearts, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, naturally you are happy with that. But that is not going to help you in any way to develop your communication. Yes or no?
Of course.
So, that is the first barrier. Psychological barrier, I should say, or I would say like, it's a psychological barrier. You have to try to, you must try to come out of that. So getting, likes, thumbs ups, that is not going to help you. So a barrier, first thing is like, psychologically I said, we have to come out of that by the students. Socially also, we'll have to change. Which means we'll have to enjoy talking with others. Now it has reduced a lot. Even students among themselves, when they play, those days we played along with our friends, directly. And we were touching each other. We were running, we were moving here and there. And we were shouting, we were communicating directly. And we played. Now, each one of them take their own mobiles and they say, guys, this is the time, we'll all join together. It's a teamwork actually. I love that teamwork, but then we don't communicate with each other directly, where we will be, that will be the barrier. Okay, that will be the barrier because you are working along with the team, but at the same time, your communication
implement is not quite correct.
Yeah, exactly. So you are unable to communicate, or you are unable to get that attitude of communicating with others to have teamwork. So that is another barrier socially we have. And again, when you come academically also, we have the same barrier. Even after coming into the college or any educational institution, how do you feel? You wanted to be alone. Leave me free. And I should say, it is not leave me free, leave me alone. And it is not alone, only alone, avoiding all the people. You wanted to be with a mobile. I have a company. We say I have a company. And that is mobile. And definitely it should not be. So that is also another barrier. And nowadays, in our houses also, we have nuclear families, and father works, mother works, and children, they study. They don't come together for dinner or for any meal. For example, for breakfast or lunch or supper, they don't come together.
Actually, I feel like it necessarily shouldn't be a nuclear family because even in joint families, this is happening.
But then, in joint family, at least there are people, many people in the same house. At least one or two will be there to share something, or to advise something, or to guide. Now we don't have anybody. See, when the child gets up in the morning, it sees the note on the dining table. Bread is inside the fridge, milk is there, hot water is here. Come on, take and move to the school. I'll be back in the evening. That is the communication of the mother. And even dad, when he comes back, no one is at home after work. So we are unable to communicate even in our houses. That's why that becomes a barrier. That itself becomes a barrier in the house, among your friends, in social platforms. You wanted to be alone. And that naturally influences your development in communication.
Yes, sir. And especially that as Gen Z people, I agree with the point that we confine ourselves into a bubble. Like we self-isolate ourselves thinking that we shouldn't more socialize. We think that all others are fake or something. But I think that we should socialize more in order to communicate better to improve our skills, which is really impactful, like what you said. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable insight. And let's move on over to the next question. For students who are not confident in their English, what would you recommend as the step towards improving it?
Confidence. Now, can you say what is confidence?
The guts to speak up.
Speak in front of
Anyone.
anyone. Okay. You mean to say like courage, okay, to speak in front of others. Confidence is, people are more introverts, like they are unable to come out very freely.
Me personally, I am an introvert too.
Like when you wanted to when you wanted to confidently speak, or when you want to express your confidence, I'll give you some tips. Like, see, now I'm talking to you, you are able to listen to me. And when I handle class also, I speak to students and I express my confidence. Students say, when I talk louder, they say, sir is confident. Or any person for that matter, when you go in front and you talk very louder, when your volume is higher, we say, hey, he's a confident person. Yes or no?
Of course, sir.
We have knowledge. According to me, Gen Z students have knowledge, but they are unable to bring out those knowledge, share those knowledge, communicate that to others. That is the problem. That is what you ask, how we can develop confidence. First tip is increase your volume. Whatever you speak louder. That, expresses your confidence.
Of course, but I can't speak louder to my parents, right? That will be talking back.
No, politeness is different from speaking louder or arrogantly.
Okay.
That differs.
Okay, like the way you present yourself when you speak louder.
That must be polite.
Okay.
But the volume must be high. For example, when I say, when someone is asking you to introduce yourself, okay, when someone asks me, for example, I'll just play two roles. First time, I say, I am Jayapaul, I am from St.Joseph College, I am a professor, I have 22 years of experience. If I say like this, my confidence is expressed here. Second time, second performance maybe, one is asking, sir, introduce yourself. I am Jayapaul, I am from St.Joseph College, I have 22 years of experience. So, in the last two performances, the first performance I did, that was with the volume very less when you compare with the second presentation or the model. So the first tip to improve your confidence is to increase your volume. And second tip is do not worry about committing mistakes. Loudly. That is the one. So if you are able to do this, definitely you can develop your communication and also confidence.
Thank you so much, sir, for your continuous contribution for Department of English till now.